welcome to another video! Today we're watching Football War Mini Wars by Oversimplified! Guys, are you watching the World Cup? Right now we have a game going on while I'm watching this on stream. It's France versus Spain. I'm cheering for Spain myself. But I don't know. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna know how it turned out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What?
Quick, you have 2 seconds to name these two countries.
Maybe Ecuador and Panama?
You're wrong, unless you got it right. Then good job. They are, of course, Honduras and El Salvador.
Yeah, of course. Whoa, someone in chat got it right. Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't know.
One thing these two countries have in common is being fanatic about football. Or if you're a freedom-loving patriot, soccer. But do they love it so much they would go to war over it? You bet they would, and that is no bueno.
Damn!
If you look at these two countries, you might notice one major difference, and that is that this one is a lot bigger than this one. However, this one had a larger population than this one, made up
What?
mostly
They're doing it in
farmers,
Canada.
and there wasn't enough land for them to live and work on. So they started moving from El Salvador to Honduras in search of land, and by the 1960s, a huge number of illegal immigrants had crossed over the border from El Salvador. Meanwhile, in Honduras, it's 1963, and this guy has just staged a military coup to prevent the rise of communism, and is now the military leader of the country. He immediately began harassing the peasants' unions and other left-wing groups, but he's a little insecure about the legitimacy of his leadership.
I kind of thought he would say about his looks because of the mirror.
So he holds an election and wins, but then the opposing party says, hey man, that election was clearly corrupt and fraudulent.
Be nice, he's not ugly, he's a normal middle-aged man with a big forehead, okay? But I thought, because of the mirror!
And also, you've been bribed by the rich American banana companies who are taking all of our bananas tax-free, and now our economy is
Is it the Chiquita? Is it the Chiquita reference?
in ruins, and everyone started to get mad at him. Now, if you ever find yourself the barely legitimate military leader of a corrupt Central American country, and you start getting into hot water, here's a bit of advice that has been tried and tested throughout the centuries. Blame something else. So he blamed the South...
True! We just learned, dude, it's the same. Dude, what does this guy, this political leader and the people in Hell's Kitchen have in common? They always blame others.
Salvadoran immigrants for stealing all the land and all the jobs and ruining Honduras. The immigrants found themselves under attack by the hostile locals. Egged on by the rich American banana companies who wanted all the bananas to themselves, the Honduran government began evicting Salvadoran immigrants who had been living on the land for generations and started sending them back to El Salvador. The Salvadoran elite were furious and protested, citing moral reasons, but in reality, they were just getting a little too crowded.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about Chiquita.
Tensions were about as high as they could be, but then...
Football!
It's the 1970 World Cup qualifiers, and both countries finished top of their qualifying table. So it was now time for them to play against each other in a series of matches. The first match took place in Honduras. The night before the game, Hondurans gathered outside the Salvadoran team's hotel, making noise and taunting them. The next day, Honduras defeated the exhausted Salvadorans with a late 90th minute goal. After the match, a young Salvadoran fan, unable to bear her country's defeat, shot herself.
Oh my god. What? Holy shit! What?
Disturbingly, the Salvadoran government glorified the incident and
What? No way! Are you kidding me?
made her into a national hero. And at the next game, fans brought pictures of her to the stadium. Emotions were running high as the
No, that's not good. don't shoot yourself because oh no. Well, don't shoot yourself, period. But oh no.
Next match took place in El Salvador, and this time the tables were turned. The Hondurans had to endure a sleepless night in their hotel, and the next day, before the match started, instead of the Honduran flag, the Salvadorans raised a dirty rag.
Bro.
So great job at reducing tensions. El Salvador won decisively over the exhausted Hondurans, while spectators battled in the stands. Team Honduras fled home in a bulletproof bus with rocks being thrown at them, and the Honduran coach reportedly told his players that they were lucky they lost. In response to the defeat, Hondurans began terrorizing the Salvadoran settlers even more, in some cases reportedly throwing them off their land and burning down their homes, and the immigrants began fleeing back to El Salvador.
Cause of football.
Final game in Mexico would decide who went to the World Cup. It was close, but El Salvador came out victorious, knocking Honduras out of the tournament. The atmosphere was riotous, literally, and back in Honduras, attacks on the Salvadoran immigrants further increased.
No!
This was too much for El Salvador to bear, with its people under attack and an...
Dude, it's not their fault that your football team lost. Come on! Are you kidding me?
unmanageable refugee crisis on its hands, El Salvador severed all diplomatic ties with Honduras and declared war. The football war is also known as the 100 Hours War, because that's how long it lasted, making it one of the shortest wars in history.
4 days. 4 days and a few minutes.
El Salvador
hours.
started by carrying out air raids on strategic locations within Honduras, including Toncontin International Airport, which prevented the Honduran Air Force from getting into the sky. Then, with their superior army, they began an invasion along 2 major roads, complete with light tanks and infantry. Their advance was rapid, and they were quickly approaching the Honduran capital. Then the Organization of American States met in a bit of a panic and unanimously agreed that war between El Salvador and Honduras was a bad thing and probably shouldn't continue. So they went to El Salvador and said, "Can you please stop invading?" And El Salvador declared, "Not until they stop being jerks." And so the war went on. The Honduran Air Force finally got into the...
Nice try. They tried. Based? Yeah, I think saying war's bad is pretty base.
And with aid from neighboring Nicaragua, they successfully carried out air raids on Salvadoran air bases and oil facilities, crippling the Salvadoran supply line and stopping their advance dead. Caught in a bit of a stalemate, the situation was no longer advantageous to El Salvador, so when the Organization of American States once again asked them to stop and agreed to ensure the safety of the Salvadoran immigrants, El Salvador relented, and a ceasefire was organized on the 18th of July. Then the OAS said, "Can you now please withdraw your troops from Honduras? No, please, no, please, no, please, no. Do it or we'll sanction you."
Oh.
You know what? Just for you, I'll do it. So El Salvador pulled its troops out of Honduras on the 2nd of August, and with casualties in the thousands, the war was over.
Bro! They could have avoided that. Are you kidding me? 6,000 killed?
The economies of both nations were damaged by the war, and El Salvador didn't have the capability to take care of all the returning immigrants, a crisis that eventually helped cause a civil war. The war left behind land and border disputes, some of which are still a cause of tension to this day. El Salvador went on to play in the World Cup, but lost every match they played and didn't make it past the group stage. So in the end, nobody achieved anything, and there were no winners. Except for this guy.
Oh, Chiquita! Oh! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That was a short video. Help! Oversimplified, buy a better mic. They did get a better mic later on. What's one person, right? Yeah, he did get a better mic. Dude, this is such a crazy turn of events. You guys, please don't take football that seriously. Even if you're cheering for a team that's gonna lose or that loses, it's okay. It's just a game. It's literally just a game. Okay. Oh my god. Well, anyway, you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope this is a good a little learning experience. Please subscribe to Oversimplified, watch all their videos, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Like and subscribe to me if you enjoyed my reaction, and come over to Twitch to watch me live. Check out my second channel for gaming and cooking and variety stuff, and yeah, bye YouTube, bye bye.